Hi, I'm Jen Spencer, and this is Jen Spencer's 10-Minute Book Club. Hi, sweet romance readers. I'm Jen Spencer, and this is Jen Spencer's 10-Minute Book Club, where you will meet new sweet romance authors, maybe some old favorites, maybe just find a great new read. This is the right place for you. Today, I'm so excited. We're going to be interviewing L.L. Muir, who is the author of Scottish Ghost Stories. I'm wearing my son's Scottish tie in her honor today. We are so excited to have her. L.L. Muir writes amazing books. She's got the Ghost of Culloden Moor series, which, when it's finished, will include 79 books. Please be sure to comment or ask a question down below. For anyone who comments, we'll be giving away a copy of my book, Jesse and James, but also one of L.L. Muir's ghost stories. I'm so excited to introduce her today. Thanks for being here. Welcome, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me on the book club tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I just have to tell everybody that Leslie is truly one of my inspirations. I met her about, how long ago has it been? Like 12 years ago at a romance writers meeting, and she has just inspired me with all sorts of things. So I want you to tell everybody about your ghost series and how you came up with it, and just it's become this huge thing. So I'm just so excited to talk to you about it.
I started in 2015, I think, is when we released the first one. So I started writing Scottish time travel romance. And when I went to my first Romance Writers of America meeting, I thought everybody in the room was writing Scottish historical romance. And when they mentioned all these other genres, I had no clue. I didn't even know they existed. So anyway, I was the only one writing Scottish time travel at the time in that group. And anyway, so I started a series, and I wrote some Regency, tried my hand at a whole bunch of things. But in 2015, I wrote The Gathering, and it's kind of a setup. It was just going to be one book.
Oh, really?
It was the setup for the, it ended up being a setup for the series. And I accidentally said 79 ghosts. And then I was so excited to publish it that it was published and out there in the world, when I realized I have to write 79 books for this series. So jumped on the internet and started inviting other authors to join me to help me get these books written. So that was 2015. The story starts at summer solstice 2015, and that's the day the book was published.
Oh, cool.
Hurry, I got to get it up on the day the story starts. And from then on, it was just pretty crazy.
So how many authors have helped you write these books?
4, 5, I think 7 other authors.
Okay.
Most of the other books, I mean, some did 1, some did 2. Kathy McCrae, I think she did 4. And then Diane Darcy and Joe Jones have written most of the other half, and then I've written half. So when it's all done, there will be 79 books, and I will have written 40 of them.
79 ghosts. So Culloden Moor is a real place. It's like there was a battle there, and is this how you got the idea?
Yeah, in the Outlander series, the characters, she has gone back in time, so she's trying to prevent this battle that obliterates Scottish society.
Oh, really?
It ruins the clan system. They go go through the highlands and just slaughter people and cattle and leave people to starve, and so it's the end of the Highland Society at the end of the battle, and there were 1,500 men killed in, I think, 39 minutes, and the battle was over. 39 minutes.
Wow.
And they just, yeah. So anyway, that's what they're trying to prevent in the Outlander series.
Okay.
And I went to the battlefield in 2014, and I went through all the history and everything, and I'm like, no, more needs to be written here. So anyway, that's when I started this thing. And so a witch comes to the battlefield and takes 79 of these ghosts, these warriors that have been there for almost 300 years, and says, I'm gonna help you move on. And first, before you move, I know what you want is revenge, and you're really angry at Bonnie Prince Charlie. So I'm gonna give you your private moment with Bonnie Prince Charlie. Beat him up, tell him off, whatever you want. But when that's over, you have to move on. And then she says, but in order to earn that meeting with Bonnie Prince Charlie, you have to do a noble deed. And so she brings them back to life one at a time, sends them out to do a noble deed. They meet the perfect woman, they fall in love, and then she gives them a choice. Do you want love or you want revenge? And then,
oh, I love that. See, I have not read, I've read some of your earlier books, but I have not read any of your ghost books. And I know, because if I start, I will not be able to, like, I'll have to read all 79. And
well, if anybody wants to try it, they can read the first one, which is The Gathering. And then it's a very short 40 pages. And if you want to move on from there, the first Ghost, which is the second book, it's called Lachlan. So Lachlan will give you a pretty good taste of what it's going to be like, and then you can decide whether you want to go on or not.
Well, I know I'll want to, but so
the guy next after Lachlan is named Jamie. So I don't know, you might want to go on. A different Jamie.
Yeah, I know. I will for sure. Well, I know that you had, when you started, it was, they had 24 hours. Is that right?
24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Is
but
what they were
that's
supposed to.
not how it is.
And then at book 50, major things happen and the story changes.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoil the first 50 for anybody. So we won't talk about the ones that are after. But
did you sit down with these authors and say, here's who it's about and here's what I want it to be about? Or did you just say, here's the name of the guy and go for it?
Okay, so I have here, this is our Bible.
Okay.
It's called No Quarter Given. And it's the muster roll of Prince Charles Edward Stuart, which is Bonnie Prince Charlie. It's his army. It's the list of all the names of the soldiers. So this is the muster roll. This tells where they were from, where they died, if they died at Culloden or not, or if they turned themselves in. Anyway, so I went through this whole thing and found 79 clan names that had died at Culloden or gone or went missing.
Wow.
And those are the 79 that we used. And we were really careful. I would send them an email and say, okay, choose your names or whatever. And they'd choose one. And then I would say, okay, you can't use James or Alexander or John for that name because those guys really did die there, or they really were people. So we had to come up with these other names to go with the clan names, because we didn't want to insult people who had actually died there or actually fought there. So yeah, so we just picked 79 clan names, or I did, wrote them down. We've substituted a few. We have a couple of duplicates, like we'll end up with 2 Lindsays. I think maybe that's all. 2 Lindsays. Anyway, yeah, so they got to choose what clan name. So if they had a personal connection to a family name or something, they would choose that, and then they could just choose their first name, and as
Wow.
long as they stayed in the parameters, they could write whatever they want. So.
We are out of time, but I wanted to ask you two questions that I like to ask.
Okay.
First is, yeah, what is the worst movie you have ever seen that you would totally recommend that everybody see?
One that I absolutely loved that was not a bad movie, that some people were really confused by, so some people might think it was a bad movie, was Wild Mountain Thyme. And it's got Donnan, the guy that was on 50 Shades, you don't even recognize him in this. It's crazy. And it is darling. And it has, oh my gosh, don't even remember what her name is. Wild Mountain Thyme. It's an Irish love story. And
okay. Okay.
Beautiful. And you have to watch it to the end. And then you're going to go, what?
Okay, I will. And it sounds great. I have heard of it, but I've heard the name. That's it. I haven't heard anything about it. So, okay, that's a good one. Okay, last question. You're stranded on a desert island. Would you rather have a lifetime supply of toilet paper or chocolate?
Oh, chocolate. Easy. Because there's all that water right there. So, yeah. And if you don't have chocolate, what do you need the toilet paper for?
That gives me an idea of how you think. This is very good. So, well, Leslie, thank you so much for being here. I hope that readers are so excited to read your books. I know they will be. And please be sure, if as a reader, comment below or ask a question, and we'll give away a copy of one of my books and a copy of one of Leslie's books. And we'll keep those comments open for 24 hours. So comment and ask away. And Leslie.
And the copy will be like a bundle of the first 4 ghosts.
Oh, great. Okay. Can I enter?
I'll send you one, just,
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day.
That was fun. It was fun seeing you.